Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about something of great import. You and why you should trust you. And here's what I mean by that. People call this intuition. They call it knowing. And it's not the same as telepathy, although it is similar in what you can get out of it, right? Let me explain. You are body, mind, soul, right? So the mind, we're pretty clear what you get with the mind. It's called telepathy. And through your third eye chakra, you can hear sounds and see pictures. And 99.999% of the time, what you're seeing and hearing are actually your own thoughts, right? However, your third eye chakra is a radio receiver transmitter. So you can actually pick up thoughts from outside, someone else's thoughts, or you see something that's going to happen in the future, right? Like, for example, I see me changing my background in the future. I just know it's going to happen. Oh, well, look at that. How about that? Now, let's just say you have one of these visions, a telepathic vision of some future event, or you hear something that someone else is thinking, right? And those are both things that have happened to me several times. And when you hear that sound in your third eye chakra, you go, oh, that was weird. What was that, right? Because you know that it's not your thought. You hear a sound or you see something in your third eye, and you know it didn't come from your mind. That's what they call telepathy. Your third eye chakra is a radio receiver. Now, here's the thing that I've been leading up to, because telepathy, we get that. We're pretty clear what telepathy is, and I just described it in detail, right? But here's the thing. How do you know it wasn't your thought? Has this ever happened to you? I mean, we're pretty clear, like, you can hear thoughts and see thoughts that are your own thoughts. And that happens all the time, nonstop, continuously throughout the day, every day. It's like your mind never knows when to shut up. But when it's an external thought that came from somebody else outside of you, you know it. And you're like, wow, I heard that. That's really cool, right? Yeah, well, how did you know that it was not your thought? And I'm not saying that it wasn't somebody else's thought. I'm not casting doubt. What I'm asking you is, how do you differentiate? Because you know it wasn't your thought. Like, I've heard what other people were thinking before. And it was like there's a loudspeaker in my mind that's going, like I hear their voice, right? It's really cool. And I knew what it was. Well, let me tell you how you know. You just know. And that's the whole point of this video. You just know. It's knowing. It's intuition, and it comes from the soul. Telepathy comes from the mind, third eye, right? Third eye chakra, the mind. Intuition, knowing, is the soul. And for most people, generally speaking, it's going to be in your heart chakra, or it could be like in your solar plexus, right? For most people, it's going to be in the heart chakra. It feels like it's weird because if I had to pick a place that this intuition is coming from, I would say it's coming from my heart chakra. And but it's like me. It's like emanating from me. It's me or something. It's not even just my heart chakra. That's the thing. It's deeper than that. It's like my very soul. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, is it is your soul. Knowing, intuition is your seventh sense, and it comes from the soul. Telepathy or thought, I suppose you could say, is your sixth sense. And if you've ever heard somebody say, oh yeah, so-and-so, man, they've really got like a sixth sense. It's almost like they have a sixth sense. And what they're implying with that euphemism is that the person is psychic, right? But technically, your sixth sense is, I think it would really just be your third eye chakra, right? You got your five physical senses, and then you have your third eye chakra, your sixth sense. In your sixth sense, your third eye chakra, it's just able to hear thought or see thought, like your ears can hear sound and your eyes can see objects. Your third eye chakra can hear and see thoughts. It's just that usually it's your thoughts that you hear and see, but occasionally you get one that comes from the outside, or if you're a really polished psychic, you get it at will all the time, but you have this knowing. You have this knowing where that's coming from. Is it someone else's thought or is it my thought? And you just know, and that's your seventh sense, the knowing. And let me tell you something. I hope you didn't click off by now, because now I'm going to get to the really good part. You'll think this is really interesting. Telepathic information, thoughts or visions that come into your third eye chakra, your sixth sense, it's a thought sensor, right? Your third eye chakra, it's a thought sensor. It senses thoughts from out there or from your own. Your third eye chakra can pick up visions and information about the future. And your intuition, your knowing, your seventh sense can pick up information about the future. Or it can just give you guidance about what to do right now, right? So your seventh sense, it can kind of go forward or present in time. But here's the thing. This is what's really interesting. This is why I hope you didn't click off yet. Telepathic visions that you get about the future, you can change them. Whenever you get intuition, your seventh sense, it seems to me that always comes true for sure. Right? And this is just me personally, and I'd love to see your comments in the comments section. I'd really like to know what everybody else is experiencing. Have you ever had a knowing? Like, I don't know how I know, I just know. It's a knowing. It's not telepathy. It's a knowing. Have you ever had a knowing that ever didn't come true? Because I haven't. And I get those every day, guys. And I got to tell you, you guys got to trust it. You got to trust the knowing. A telepathic vision, like if you go see a psychic or if you get a tarot reading, the thing about those predictions is what it's telling you is this is where you're going to end up if you keep walking the direction you're going. It's like I'm walking to New York, and the psychic or the tarot cards are telling me, hey, you're going to end up in New York if you keep walking this way. And you go, oh shit, I don't want to go to New York. I'm trying to go to San Antonio. So you turn and you start heading towards San Antonio. You can actually change future events. So if a psychic or a tarot reader tells you about future events, you can change them. But that never seems to happen with intuition, with knowing, which is the soul. Telepathy, psychics, tarot cards, the mind, you can change it. But knowing, intuition, it always seems to come true. Is there any of you that can leave a comment in the comment section and tell me your experiences? Have you ever had intuitive experiences that didn't come true or that didn't serve you? Right? Because I'll get advice about what to do. And you guys, you just got to trust it. If the mind is there telling you, I don't know about that, I need more information, that doesn't make sense to me, how can that be true? When you consider all these questions and doubts that the mind has, and it tells you not to trust the knowing. Guys, trust the knowing. Don't listen to the mind when it tells you to doubt that sense of intuition in here, because it always comes true and it's always the best thing for you. That's what's so interesting about it, is it's so reliable. It's like having a best friend with you all the time, right? Being able to know information about the future or what I should do. It's like having your best friend with you all the time. Well, it is your soul after all. So touche. But food for thought, guys. I just thought you would find that very interesting. How can you get telepathic visions and change the future events that are being prophesized to you? And at the same time, whenever you get an intuitive knowing, it doesn't change. You can count 100% that it will come true. So thought-based, the mind, telepathy, when you get information about the future, you can change it. Consciousness, the soul, intuition, when you get information about the future, it's going to happen no matter what. And it's like always good news, or at least something that's going to help you, right? You just got to trust it. Even if it sounds crazy, or maybe I shouldn't trust it, or I don't know, whatever, right? Like it sounds like a bad idea, or I've got all these questions, just let it go. I got all these questions. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if this is really going to be good for me. If I just go with what my intuition is telling me, guys, just go with it, no matter what it is. And I've had those experiences. I'll get an intuitive knowing, and I know to listen to that. And I know it's got to be good advice. But then my ego steps in and, what about this? What about that? And it turns out intuition is right. You always got to listen to that, guys. You always got to listen to that. So let me know what your observations are in the comments. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.